So it's finished Tottenham 2, Roma 2, and here's my off-the-cuff reaction to that game, in which I don't think there's any complaints with deserving more than a point. I think both teams had their chances. Roma had disallowed goals. They penetrated our backline quite a lot. I think we were too easy to be got at down the channels. I think that it was too easy for them to create a numerical advantage on us. And drag us in, and Davis had their work cut out at the back. I think Forster made a good few saves. I mean, the last one, in the end, come to nothing because he made that great save and then they scored from the corner anyway. But let's look at the game and try to be constructive, despite how disappointing that was to concede so late in the game. Now, started off bright, got the penalty. For me, Sarr, was it a penalty? I think just about. There's contact. He knew what he was doing. Sonny, great penalty. Now, after that, we kind of lost our way. I think the Roma took the initiative when we should have taken the initiative. They got their goal from, a great ball in, good header, looped over Forster. And I think from that point there, that second goal that Roma scored but was disallowed, I think that was a momentum shift. That almost took knocked the stuffing out of Roma a little bit, which allowed us to get in the game. We had a few chances, and I think the goal came because we didn't have to think about it too much. So the ball went loose. I think Son's laid it off to Pat Sarr. Great ball to Kulusevski, who's found that bit of space that was evading him a little bit in that first kind of 20-minute spell. And Johnson knew exactly what he was doing after that. He's dropped in, around a penalty spot area, left foot. It was a tidy finish, but well picked out from Kulusevski. Now, from that point for me, we had to kick on. We had to go that one step further and show that we mean business. And I felt if we'd have nicked that goal before half-time, either side of half-time, I think you'd have seen a totally deflated Roma side. But I think the second half, we were void of any real desire. I think too much of our passing was sloppy. I think we were trying to find difficult passes in our own defensive third, which Roma were pressing very well and they were cutting out. And then Solanke cut an isolated figure up top. I felt that we wasn't close enough to him, and I think that was reflected when Solanke picked the ball up and he took Hummels on. He beat his man and he had no one around him. So when he tried to delay, put the ball across the box to Johnson, who was still nowhere near. And then obviously they defended it well. And I think that was kind of a story of the game. And if Solanke's header had gone in, which should he have done better with that one? I don't know. That was unlucky, but that was the chance to kind of see that game off. And I think the deeper that got into the game, the substitutions that we made, I think they were the right substitutions overall, but didn't really have much of an impact on the game for me. And then, that goal, right at the death, but it was always coming. They had 3 at the back post, just waiting to knock it home. Player performances, right? So, all right, that game's done now. I think it places so much more importance now on not only the Rangers game next, which we've got to win, but the Fulham game at the weekend. And I think if you'd have asked most Spurs fans before this game tonight, would you have taken a draw and a win on Sunday against Fulham? I think most fans would have taken that, but we've got to win the game yet. So I think that Fulham game is absolutely vital that we turn up and we get 3 points. Now, player performances, Forster. He made the saves he needed to make. He didn't make any clear and obvious errors for me, so I think that was solid in between the sticks for him. That was a good game to get out of his system. Unlucky to let in 2 goals, in my opinion, although it could have been more with the disallowed ones. Now, fullbacks. Let's go with Archie Gray and Porro. I think Porro was just desperate to score. I don't think he covered himself in glory. That header back to Forster again, it nearly put us in danger when we was 2-1 up. And I think that just represented how casual we were in the game when winning 2-1. Archie Gray was busy. I mean, in the first half, he kept on trying to put balls into the box. Could he have just been a bit more relaxed or composed on the ball? Maybe. But I do want to see him in the middle, not always at fullback. Dragusin and Davis, solid if unspectacular. I think they faced a barrage of chances, so I think it's hard to really go they were bad. They held their line pretty well at most points, but if anything, maybe Davis was a bit better for me in terms of his distribution was decent. He was Mr. Reliable, doesn't do anything silly, and I like that about Davis. Now, Bentancur and Sarr, I think they were both busy, energetic. I think Bentancur was doing his best to break the play down. Probably deserved a booking earlier than he did get one. I think about 3 or 4 of his challenges probably could have got a yellow. Sarr was one of the better players for me. He intercepted passes out from the back from Roma very well. I think he won the penalty, obviously. So if I was to say there was a standout person, probably Sarr. I think wingers, Johnson, Sonny, pretty quiet. Johnson, other than his goal, I don't think he offered much, especially not defensively. Solanke worked tirelessly. He tried to drop in and get involved. But I think, for me, with Solanke, his touch was a bit off. I think he tried really hard, but wasn't in the areas where we wanted him to be enough. And other than that header where he hit the bar, I think the chance where he could have laid it off to Maddison. He's a striker. He's going to go for it, isn't he? He wants to be greedy and get that shot away with his left foot. When we was 4-on-2, I think the decision could have been better in the past. I think he went to Kulusevski. I might be wrong. But overall, I think I can't complain with the draw. It's just frustrating because we needed to manage that game a little bit better, show a bit more composure. And normally I wouldn't be saying this with Tottenham 2-1 up, like go on and kill the game off, like, because that's what everyone like complains about with Postecoglou, isn't it? It's like, why can't we just get a lead and then protect it? Today, I think that game was there for the taking at 2-1 up, and we didn't do it. And ultimately, Roma have punished us. So Tottenham fans, what were your thoughts on that game tonight? Let me know.